commercial storage, customers expect more power, more application, but they don't want to pay so much money. How this does fit together, we will learn now. I'm here at the booth of Fenecon, and I'm talking to Franz-Josef Feilmeier, the CEO of the company. What is the difference between home and commercial storage?
In these segments, there's one technical difference. That's home residential systems are typically DC connected with a PV installation connected to the hybrid inverter, which is then connected to the battery, while in the commercial segment, we typically have AC connection. Residential systems are thought of with a PV installation, while the commercial industrial systems are much more independent from the PV system. They have their own business case which they apply for.
They have to fit into the company for a solution for the whole company. Yeah?
For the company, for the grid, for the utility, there are different applications in front and behind of the meters.
What role does electromobility play in this business?
The most important and a very crucial role, because now with all the electric cars coming, we see many charging infrastructure sites rising up. The fast charging sites and also the medium charging sites, like at your workplace, in a restaurant, at a restaurant or hotel, or in a supermarket. And typically you have with the single charging stations more power connected than your grid connection provides.
I see.
And a storage system can here come instead of a grid extension and do peak shaving so that you avoid the cabling grid extension with the storage system.
So it works as a buffer.
Yes.
Between,
Instead of increasing the grid connection, you can leave it as it is. Just add a storage system there, which is very powerful, especially in discharging, so that when it comes to several stations charging at the same time, you can buffer this. And at the same time, you can connect the energy management of the single charging poles to the energy management of the storage system, so you have a all-in-one solution, maybe also with PV connected.
I see. The commercial customers, they want more power, they want more greater variety in the application, but they don't want to pay so much, Do you have to buy the storage system, or are there other ways to finance it?
Of course, we always like selling systems as in a normal way, but we realized that the business case for the commercial and industrial storage systems is not that long as for a residential system. Maybe you can overlook the next months or years, but maybe not the 10 or 20 years you would need for a stable business case. So instead of buying, we started models for leasing or credit financing, and meanwhile with a Fenecon subsidiary we're even offering the rental of a storage system. Okay. So you can very flexibly for some weeks, months or a few years rent the system in exactly the size you need it, and then you don't have to take care of financing, activation in the balance sheet, as well as the recycling and end of life.
So it comes by the lorry and then you connect it to the company's grid and that's it?
Yes, we have our systems plug and play ready, so you just leave the container there, put the cables in, everything else is already inside of the container. Then you use it for peak shaving, for example, and when you're finished with using it, disconnect it and we bring it back.
And have you already got experiences with customers in this kind of business, in the rental of commercial storage?
Yeah, absolutely, in different sizes and configurations. And my favorite example is this industry which has its peaks in the summer due to air conditioning. So they had the need to extend the grid, and then they would have additional peaks which they also would have to pay for the next years. Instead of this, they're just renting such a storage container just for the summer period, just for 4 months. And after this, and this is right now, they give it back to us. We do a check at the system and bring it to the next customer, in this case a winter customer with a winter peak. And so one system can shave 2 peaks, can avoid the grid extension on 2 sides. Okay. And this is not only economically, very feasible for both parties, but in my opinion also ecologically a suitable thing to use one resource for 2 times or even more.
So it's a hot product and a cold product. Thank you very much for this interesting insight and all the innovations on the technical side and on the commercial side. Franz-Josef Feilmeier, wish you good luck and good business here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed.